What's up, everybody? I got another car. This car just replaced my daily driver of the last 7 years. And to be honest, it's not what I expected to end up with. It's a little bit different and it's a little bit interesting. But a little bit more on that car later. First, let's talk about how we ended up here. This beast here is my 2008 Acura TSX, and it's been my daily driver for the last 7 years. And as you can see, it is currently strapped to a Ford Focus. This is another project car. We'll get there. And for the last 7 years, the TSX has been a very good car. Nice to drive, but it's getting to that point in its life that every car gets to where it's starting to just become expensive to maintain. Recently, I had to put a new starter on the car, which is underneath the intake manifold on the K-Series engines. Not super fun. I had to put a new alternator on the car, brand new tires, got new brakes, and I just know that these things are just gonna start adding up. Suspension bushings and all the little things when a car hits 230,000 miles. I think that the car still has some life left in it, but it's been leaving me stranded a little bit lately, which is why it's currently hooked up to the back of the Focus, because when we got all of this snow the other day, I had to get it off of the street, which is where it was parked. It wouldn't start. It was like -5 degrees outside and just wasn't having it. Reliable there, the Focus did start, so we used it to just yank it up the driveway. Now the TSX might be the nicest daily driver that I've had. It's got some of the creature comforts. It's got heated seats, power windows, working air conditioning, power steering. I mention these things because I've had plenty of daily drivers throughout my life. Most of them pretty bad daily drivers. I daily drove the SVT Focus for a while. I daily drove the Evo for a long time. I've had 94 Honda Civic hatchbacks with no power steering and crank windows. I had a 96 Honda Civic. I had a 350Z for a little while. Basically, I tend to make silly decisions when it comes to daily drivers, with the exception of maybe this one. It had kind of high mileage when I got it, but it's a Honda. You think it'll go forever? Still nothing. Now, because I got to enjoy the quote-unquote comfort of the TSX over the last 7 years, I had some requirements for a new daily driver. I wanted to be able to keep some of those creature comforts that I got used to over the last 7 years. Which means I had to keep my heated seats. Heated steering wheel wouldn't be bad. I was looking for something that was all-wheel drive. It had to look good, it had to be unique in some way, and I do drive in a lot of stop-and-go traffic, so I was gonna stick with automatic. But it doesn't mean that it can't still be fun. And there were a few cars that I looked at. I went and test drove an Infiniti Q50. I looked at quite a few WRXs. I was looking into some Evo 10s. I test drove a GTI, and even straying away from the things that I was looking for and getting back to my roots of picking maybe not such a great daily driver, I did go down the road of looking for another 2J and maybe getting an IS 300. But ultimately, I ended up here. Now, I have to say, when I first saw one of these cars for sale, I was almost a little bit confused by it. The price seemed too good to be true. I know of Alfa Romeos being of high quality performance type cars. Sort of sought after, even from a collector's type standpoint. So naturally, I had to dig a little deeper. And I have to say, what I found is what seems like one of the best bang for the buck cars that you can get right now. But after finding out that these cars existed at these price points, I went and test drove one to see if there was something that maybe I was missing. But I gotta tell you, it's good. It's a good car. I mean, it's not the most powerful car. This version is just a 2-liter. It is not the high performance version, but it does feel really good. The power band is good. It's quite torquey down low, and the 8-speed transmission that's in this thing is just incredible. The downshifts are crisp, the upshifts are crisp. The driving experience inside this car is fantastic. The interior is another very, very nice aspect of the car, as you would expect from an Italian car. You get in it and the seats just hug you, the leather's really nice, everything feels so well put together. And the way that the car handles is also very much a selling point. The steering feels crisp and responsive. The suspension is nice and tight whenever you go into turns, but when you're just driving, it's so smooth and comfortable. It does have that new car auto start-stop thing, which they make a fix for, which I will get. And the brakes on this car are just another high point. It's got big old multi-piston calipers on the front, but I think one of the biggest selling factors of this car is absolutely the looks. I did one of those things where once you know something exists, you start to notice it much more. And man, let me tell you, when I started to notice this car, the looks really, really grew on me. Especially this blue, which is called Monte Carlo blue. It has a ton of metal flake in it, and this dark blue with the yellow calipers is just... And I know some people will say that this car is probably unreliable. But what I tend to do whenever I go to buy a car or am interested in a car is I will join some Facebook groups of owners of that car. So I joined a couple of Alfa Romeo Giulia owners or enthusiasts Facebook groups and spent some time in there over the last couple months listening to what they had to say about what issues they had with the car, if anything popped up numerous times. And I have to say, after doing the research, that it seems like these cars are fairly reliable, which is a little bit surprising. But that's basically the conclusion of how I came to be in possession of this car. All of that research, all of the things that I was looking for out of a car, ultimately led me here. And I'll definitely need some more time with the car to give it a full-blown review. But as of right now, this thing's great. Another car added to the stable for the channel. And we do have some small plans for this one, nothing crazy. We do still have the Supra and a couple other projects going on. So am I spreading myself too thin? I don't know. Stick around, find out. But we do have more coming.